You're watching Dumas ISD TV.
They're going to throw it down the middle. They have Johnny Marquez open. He's at the 40 of Canyon. He's at the 30. He's at the 20. Johnny Marquez will score. What an answer for the Dumas Demons.
A one-play answer, no less.
He's back to pass. He's looking downfield. Now he throws it down the middle. Dumas is there with an interception. And that's Johnny Marquez with the ball coming back toward the Dumas sideline. That may be, is it Johnny?
Yes.
All right, and he's at the 20, and he finally gets thrown out of bounds at the 18-yard line. Back to pass is Mills. He throws it across the middle. Has a receiver open. It's going to be caught. Back to pass is Mills. They throw it back to Escarcega. He on a screen play. I think he's in for the score. Yes. Touchdown, Dumas Demons. Back to pass. He's looking deep downfield. He's throwing it deep downfield. Has a receiver open. It's going to be caught into Canyon territory. Here comes a man in motion back to the left, but they're going to hand it to Eduardo. He has a big opening. He's in for the score. Touchdown, Dumas Demons, Eduardo Hernandez. He's back to pass. Here comes the blitz. He steps up into the pocket, and now he throws it down the middle looking for Emino Marquez. He has it. He has it on the 1-yard line.
I think it's touchdown.
Touchdown, Dumas Demons. Here comes the receiver back to the right. Colton takes it, rolls to the right, throws it. It's going to be Coley on the catch. Second down and 1. Back to pass is Colton. He throws it over to the Canyon sideline. It's caught, thrown out of bounds. Back to pass is Mills. He's going to throw it down the middle. Looking for Emino. He grabs it. What a catch. He's at the 40. He's at the 30. 20. Touchdown. Dumas Demons. 85-yard pass and catch. Here's the snap. Lopez is going to roll left. He's going to throw it down the middle, and it's going to be picked off. Emino Marquez. Back to pass is Mills. He's going to step up, throw it deep down the middle, looking for something, and it's caught. Touchdown, Dumas Demons. Mills is going to take it back to pass, look left, steps up into the pocket. He has a running room. He only has one man to beat, and he is going to be down, I believe, at the 1-yard line. To the right, he's back to pass, and they're going mano. Johnny Gutierrez, and I think he has it.
Incredible.
Touchdown, Johnny Gutierrez.
What a catch. He was double teamed.
Back to pass is Colton Mills. He escapes the rush. Now he throws it downfield. It's going to be caught, and that's going to be Coley, and he's in for the score. Touchdown, Dumas Demons. Saying there's 2 seconds on the clock. This will be the last play of the game.
O-line got blocked out.
39-yard field goal. Here we go. Zamarippa ready to go. There's the snap. The kick's on the way, and the kick is... It's good!
We did it! We beat him, baby!
Yes,
Let's go!
Yes,
Send them home! Send them home! Let's go!
That's just like what they won last year.
That's exactly like it.
Oh, yeah.
What a senior night in Demon Stadium.
You're watching Dumas ISD TV.
Good evening and welcome tonight to Demon Stadium. It's time to play some district football, Coach.
It is very exciting time. I've been looking forward to this night.
This is Zane Powers. I'm joined by head coach of the Dumas Demons, Aaron Dunnam, and we are through non-district play. Tonight begins district play for the Demons here in 2024. Coach, we'll go back to the previous game a couple weeks ago. Played Bushland here in our final non-district game. Bushland won in overtime 48-42. Demons fought back after going down early 14-0. Took a 35-28 lead going into halftime. Had a chance on a go-ahead field goal near the end of regulation. Just didn't go. We fell in overtime.
Yeah, it seems like forever ago, honestly, where we're standing now.
Man.
But yes, I mean, it was really, really tough fought game by both teams. But I thought at the end of it as a game, that we deserved to win. I think that's a big talking point as well. I mean, you don't always get what you deserve.
Sure.
But it was. They jumped out on us 14-0. Our kids fought back. Team fought back. And as you talked about going, we went into halftime with the lead. And then just came back, and it was back and forth the entire second half. And then our last final drive, about 2 minutes on the game, drove down. Got a little bit conservative, just knowing that we thought, that we were in at least field goal range where we could win the game. Got down, I think, maybe close to around the 5-yard line, something like that. Tried to kick a 20-yard field goal there, with about 40 seconds left in the game. Of which we missed, and so took it into overtime. We got the ball first. They did a good job of getting us stopped, and then we had our opportunity and just didn't get it done. Fell short in overtime, but it was a undefeated Bushland team that came into town, and a really, really good football team. I think as good as probably any team around this area. And we went toe to toe with them, and so there's a lot of positive things that happened in the game, a lot that we can build off of as we finish and I think the most important part is that as we finish the pre-district race there. That was it. Went into an open week last week, and just really where we focused on us. A lot of focus on us, not really establish a game plan. Our kids didn't have to get that done, and so we could really just spend a lot of time on us and getting better as we all know as we prepare for a really, really tough district race.
Sure, and there's really not another time during the season where you're able to do that because as you go through the season, I mean, it's week to week to week to week of soon as one game's over, you're getting ready for the next. And so during that open week, it's not an off week. It's
no way.
Really not even a bye week. You just don't have a game. You're able to really kind of turn things inward and go, okay, where can we help ourselves this week?
We did. And not only just physically, but it's also a time mentally.
Sure.
This is it's a very challenging game mentally on our kids, as you talked from week to week, establishing game plans and getting locked into that. I mean, we are very high attention to detail. We try to get our kids locked into game plans, and so they've got to flush the week before and really start a new one and build off of different things that we've done throughout the season. That this is also a week where kids can just rest from that. I mean, get a little mental rest. We work on all three phases of the game during our open week and really just focus on us. And so it is. There's no other time that you can do that because every other time you're closing out a game on Saturday, kids are off on Sunday, and then Monday you're already starting back and trying to plug in a new game plan. And
sure,
this is a time where we couldn't. Kids can mentally rest a little bit and just become better football players fundamentally.
Well, some of those guys did have incredible games. Colton Mills threw for the most yards that he's thrown for since he's been the quarterback at Dumas here, 403 yards. I think it was third most all time, and had 5 touchdowns.
Playing really well right now. I mean, I think I looked at it in the last 3 ball games. He's somewhere around 980 yards, almost 1,000 yards passing in the last 3 ball games. A lot of touchdowns. I can't remember exactly how many, but really, really just starting to find his groove, playing really well. And again, none of that happens without guys up front. Our guys up front are doing a really, really good job of picking up pressure and picking up blitzes. And, we're running the ball effectively as well. Anytime that you run the ball effectively, I think in the Bushland game, I think we might have thrown the football 40 times. And that's not normal here in Dumas, but it's a part of our game right now that we're doing pretty well at. And you talk about the old line, and then on the other side of it, in order for Colton to be able to throw those passes, he's got to be able to have some receivers that are doing a great job of running routes and getting open. And we've got guys that are doing that right now.
Yeah, and let's talk about some of those guys. You had 3 guys that had over 100 yards receiving. Blake Robinson, again, big play ability, had 2 catches for 116 and a touchdown. James Coley, again, so good to see him back on the field. And this guy is just a difference maker the moment that he steps on the field. When he left, he was the leading receiver, and he came back this game and had 8 catches for 109 and a touchdown, and he's back as the leading receiver again on the team as far as catches go. Also, another guy that is just a playmaker is Emmanuel Marquez. He had 6 catches for 102 and a touchdown. And then Reese Waddell, He has been steady all season, but again, a little bit seeing the ball a little bit more. He had 5 catches for 61 yards and 2 touchdowns.
What's neat, you talk about all those numbers, and you look at Blake, you look at James, you look at Emil, you look at Reese. I mean, that's also our starting secondary on defense. And so those are guys that are playing a lot of snaps and executing really well on both sides of the football. And I'm really, really proud, of the approach that these kids take to the game. I don't know if they ever dreamed, that they'd be playing that much and playing on both sides of the football, but just, program kids that just do whatever it takes. Team first. Yeah. Definitely always have team on their mind and just being able to help us on both sides of the football. And those guys are playing great ball right now.
Defensively, Connor Fry had 6 tackles, 2 sacks. Dustin Coey led the team in tackles with 10 tackles. Then a guy we've already mentioned, James Coley, he had 7 tackles, a forced fumble, and an interception. But all of those guys with big defensive games. Those
are all 3 captains as well. Mm-hmm. I mean, those kids were voted as captains on this football team, and for the right reason. I mean, those kids are they're really, really bought into what we're doing, playing really well on both sides of the football, and really Dustin Coey is the only one of those guys that's not playing both ways and playing every snap of the game. But Dustin does play on every phase of special teams, and just a guy that's flying around playing good football for us right now. And you talk about Connor Fry. I mean, also has found his groove on offense as well, carrying the football for us at running back, and then just flips over to the defensive side and doesn't miss a beat there, playing really good on defense as well.
After an early surge from Bushland, the defense was able to make adjustments and really be able to get some stops in this game.
We did, and we look at that. I mean, we're still a little bit frustrated as coaches on the defense side of the football. We think we should be playing better,
sure,
and I think we progressively will. But I watched football on Saturday, and you watch Alabama and you watch Georgia, and I know both of those defenses are really good, 400 to 500 yards of offense was on the field, and 40 to 40 plus points on the field as well.
Sure.
And so, Bushland has a really good offense, and we knew that coming in, but we did. We added opportunities. We got our stops when we needed to, at very special times in the game, very crucial times in the game, and gave ourselves a chance to win the football game. And then just fell short there in the final minutes in overtime.
Well, I think what you want out of your team is an opportunity, and it was there, and it's been there in these past 3 games. I mean, you look at there are ways and there's seasons that you go through where you'll face up against a team and you just go, man, we just didn't have what they had tonight. I think each one of these games that we've played this season, your team is giving themselves opportunities.
We have, I think it's important too. It never is it an excuse but it's definitely. We haven't played with the same team since week 1.
Sure.
We're shuffling the deck each and every week. And, as a lot might also look at that as a negative thing. I mean, I think it's positive as well. I mean, kids are having opportunities and they're actually stepping up and playing really well. I mean, because every game that we've been in, here we're sitting at 2-3. 3 of the games that we've lost, one was in overtime, one was in the final 5 minutes, one was in the final 3 minutes. We've put ourselves in a shot to win those games and just fallen short. But again, that's what the pre-district's about. Yeah. I really believe that we've learned from it. I believe that throughout the open week, we really strengthened ourselves and and got ourselves prepared for this district race. And I think you'll see a different football team as we go through this.
Well, 0-5, 2-3, 5-0. Doesn't matter anymore.
Does not matter. No, it does not. And that's the great thing about this. There's 3 seasons to this. We finished the first season. We're in the second season was district play, and then also I've told our team as well. Every one of these games come with consequences, and so if you want that third season, these games have consequences. You've got to make sure that you take care of business.
Well, 3rd straight year. We're going to open up with the team that has proven year in and year out that they're here to fight, and that's the Randall Raiders.
They are, and this year's no different. They return a really good football team, undefeated right now, playing really good football. Return a lot of kids on both sides of the football. I think around 10 on offense, 10 on defense. and just playing with a lot of confidence right now. The offensively, they're doing a great job of spreading the football. One of their only returners that did not come back on the offense was at the quarterback position, but the quarterback they have right now looks like he started last year as well. He's playing good football, really leading their offense. They're doing a great job. Their offensive line's big and physical, and doing a great job running the football. Get in and out of different formations and tight formations, and try to get angles and the edge on you. And they're doing a great job of that.
I don't know that I would have ever said this in the past, but I think since West Plains opened, the mentality of the students at Randall High School has changed. I see them in the way that they fight similar to our kids.
Sure.
Because they've been doubted.
Sure.
And they just continue, I think, yearly to prove doubters wrong. It just reminds me a lot of the culture that we're trying to have here as well, or that we do have here as well.
Well, I think you've seen that. If you just flat look at our game the last 2 years, 2 years ago, 17-14 ball game, multiple ways that we could have won the game. You look at last year. Last year was another tough fought game, 14-13.
Yeah.
And so, it's always been two teams just going toe to toe, playing the same style of football, physical, aggressive football, and it'll be no different this year.
They up to this point are 5-0. Like you said, they are playing, I think, with probably a lot of confidence.
They are.
But they're also getting ready to run into a team that has had some time to get things right. And I think we're going to look a little bit different than what we have in the past few games. How do you feel like your team has done over these last couple of weeks, being able to prepare for tonight?
I think we just, every failure, every shortcoming is always approached, with a team concept here, and with an all-in type mentality. We've got kids that show up every single day and work extremely hard. Coaches and players take ownership of where, we've talked about this. We didn't get the job done in 3 ball games here. But our kids are hungry. Our kids are hungry to get back on the field, to show that they've been working on this, or show that they've made the adjustments necessary to win games. And we are. I think that's the biggest thing that I see in our kids. It's just that, we just show up every single day, ready to work, ready to get better. And definitely, we're going to see a really good Randall football team, but I think they're going to see a really hungry Dumas football team as well.
Yep. Defensive side of the ball, what's going to be key for Dumas as they face this Randall offense?
Definitely got to, we're going to have to be able to, they've got a really talented running back. And so, being able to control the line of scrimmage and get stops and limit their explosiveness with their offense. And that's both in the passing game and the running game. But again, they do a great job running the football. And so we're going to have to make sure that we slow them down there, and then just limit their explosive plays. They got some receivers that can really run, really good track athletes in the spring that we know have really good speed, and so limiting their ability for big plays and explosive plays, I think, will be the key.
Offensively, what do you think is going to be key for Dumas to move the ball and score against this Raider defense?
I think we're they're we've seen the type of defense they play. I mean, they're a 3-4 defense, multiple in the back end. I think just keeping them off balance. They're going to be lined up, and I think being able for our offensive line to be able to keep our eyes up and see when they're bringing pressure. Just to limit, just as I talk offensively, them offensively and us defensively, limit their explosiveness. I think we're also going to have to keep them a check on the offensive side and just limit their ability to blitz and maybe get us off track. And then, we're going to have to run the football. And when we do, we're going to have to find the zones, find our areas, when we try to throw the football and protect. I think securing the football is also a really important part of winning this game. We can't give them any more possessions than they deserve or that they're going to get. And so control the football, protect it, and take advantage of every one of our opportunities.
These last 2 meetings that we've had with each other, which is, I think we had a little bit of a break for a few years where we didn't play them. That when Randall was in 5A, we were still, we were in 4A. But these last 2 games have shown the importance of possessions. I mean, both games have been one possession games. One play goes one way or one play goes another way. It could be the determining factor in who wins the game. But the defenses in these last two games have been the kind of what we've seen showcased in those low scoring games. But like you said, each possession just seems like it's so important, because if you can break through, if you can be the one that makes a big play, it might be the one that wins the game.
It does that, and it also, all three phases of the game have really played out in these games.
That's right.
2 years ago, I think we've got in the red zone 3, maybe even 4 times, and we came away with 0 points. That was the difference in the ball game. This last year, you talk about big plays. I think Randall came out first play of the game, showed us something a little bit different. Motion to empty, caught us and touchdown on the very first play of the game. Well, we lose the game 14-13, and so if we can limit that, we just believe that that we'll be successful and have a chance to win the game.
Well, it's going to be a lot of fun. I mean, and you begin to look at it. There's 6 teams in our district. 4 teams are going to make the playoffs. 2 teams are going to stay at home, and so each one of these games is magnified when you see if you can protect your home field, if you can steal one on the road or steal all of them on the road, you're going to set yourself up in a good spot.
It's definitely a gauntlet. I mean, I've talked to a lot of interviews this week with a lot of different people, and that's the talk. I mean, I do think it's maybe one of the best 4A districts in the state of Texas. I think it's really good. A lot of really good coaches that really do a great job, and staffs that really work with their kids. And just every Friday night, I mean, this district, you better be strapped up. You better be ready to play, because you're going to get a really good football team each and every week.
I do want to say something, because I noticed it's the game of the week with News Channel 10. And I feel like those guys have really done a great job of covering Dumas Demon athletics, Dumas Demon football. I know that Channel 10 was at the volleyball game on Tuesday night. And, I'm thankful for a group like that. That's showcasing our athletes being here and showing up and seeing the good things that are happening here in Dumas.
I agree. It's always appreciated. Our kids work extremely hard. I mean, we might be a little bit out of the area a little bit, but our kids are doing great things out here. A lot of really good things going on in Dumas ISD, and so appreciate them getting out here and supporting us and showing us as well.
Well, it's going to be a lot of fun. The games here at Demons Stadium have been a blast so far, these home games, and so I'm looking forward to another great one tonight.
I am too.
Hey, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, second half of the Coaches Show, we got a big announcement to make, so stay tuned. We'll see you in just a second. All right, welcome back to the Coaches Show with head coach Aaron Dunnam. Coach, we've got a big announcement from T-Mobile.
We do. We were actually just found out just not too long ago that we entered a competition. This is a sweepstakes that T-Mobile is doing with their 5G Friday Night Lights. They're trying to partner with rural high schools where they just opened up one here in Dumas, a store, and they're really just trying to partner. Well, we got an email at the beginning of school. It almost looked like spam mail, but Coach Estes had sent it to me and said, "Hey, did you look at this?" Well, we did look at it. It had a local number on it, so we contacted him out of Amarillo. Had a meeting. We did sign up for this, and if you sign up for it, it was just a competition and going out throughout the entire football season of just promoting. Obviously Friday Night Lights and football and partnering with T-Mobile and just showing your school spirit. Mm-hmm. Well, we did that. So we entered the competition. They were giving away $5,000 each Friday night of just the teams that were showing the most spirit. We won, I think the second week into it, we won that. We won the $5,000 ones. And then it was going to come to a point where from 1,700 teams across the entire nation that entered this competition, they would narrow it down to the top 16. Well, we just found out that we're one of the top 16 finalists across the entire nation. And so now what's going to happen? We went through a process of creating and making a video. The video is amazing. Yeah. There were a lot of people that went in to work with that. But the main one a lot of people worked, but the main one that finally put it together was Elisa. She did an outstanding job putting together a video, and this video represents our school district. If you haven't had an opportunity to see it yet, this is all running through Instagram. And so what happens now from now until November the 12th, it's whoever's going to win. This is an opportunity to win a $2 million sweepstakes. That'll be an upgrade to your football stadium. There's a lot of different things from the technology to the seating to the turf to many different things of what it could be. And then also I think you partner with Rob Gronkowski. He's a big guy in this, and Gronk Fitness, that they come in and redo your weight room or improve your facilities. And so we're in it. We are one of the 16 teams. The competition has started. And so what we need from everybody is, it comes from our Instagram account, which is our Dumas ISD Athletics Instagram account that we have posted the video on. What we need is people to share that. We need people to share, and we need likes. It's all off of likes. Yeah. If you'll hit the heart up there and like it, the team at the end of this on November the 12th with the most likes is going to be the team that's going to win. And so we need everybody around. We need you to reach out, and we need to reach it further than Dumas. But what you need to do, you can go to the Dumas ISD Athletics Instagram account. If you don't have an Instagram account, you need to get one. That's right. Because it's the only way. That doesn't mean that you can't share it amongst other social media platforms. I mean, we can, because I've seen it all over Facebook, but it doesn't matter what you do on Facebook. It's all got to come back to that one Instagram account where you have to be able to get on the Dumas ISD Athletics Instagram account and like it. Obviously, too, the more we share it, the more people see it, the more likes we can possibly get. And so from now until November the 12th, that has got to be the push. We've got to get this out to as many people as we can and as many likes as we can so we can have an opportunity to win. I mean, it was posted. We're filming Thursday morning. It was posted last night, which was Wednesday night. And it's on the verge of becoming a viral video to where it's going to start showing up in a lot of different things and getting the right algorithm and all that kind of stuff. And so it's important for you to be able to share that, again, across any platform, but with that Instagram link. And so when you go on to the video on Instagram, you can click in the bottom right corner, and it gives you an option to share where you can copy the link or you can share it across, and it gives you like 10 different social media platforms. I didn't even know some of those that are listed that even existed, Coach. Sure. But one of the biggest things that you can do is share it with former alumni, share it with people that don't live around here, that may not have seen or heard what's going on. The more people, the bigger area, the bigger circle that we can continue to share it with,
the better opportunity for us to get more likes. And again, if you have some connection, like with somebody that has a lot of followers.
I think that's the key. And then also, that you can go to the T-Mobile Friday Night Lights website where there's like a scoreboard tracker, and you can see the 16 finalists right now. They update it every day, and so I don't know that it won't be updated anymore from what you see, but you can see where we're at. We're currently sitting like in third of the 16 teams just on day one, but there's got to be a fight. I mean, there's a couple of teams right outside in California, right outside of Sacramento, and so those places look a little bit different than Dumas. When we talked about rural America, we look a little bit different than 45 minutes outside of Sacramento. Yeah. So we're gonna have to go to work, but again, I think you can look at the video and you can see how it was made. I mean, it was all about the differences of Dumas ISD and the different people we have in our community, but how we all come together as one. Yeah. It's a really, really neat video, and I don't know that there's another community like ours that's represented in these top 16 teams. And so here's my challenge. The videos about how we all have these differences, but we all come together as one underneath the Friday Night Lights. Here's another challenge for us to come together as one. Yeah. We need to try to just get together and share this and as many likes as we can get in order to win this competition.
Well, it's exciting. It's fun.
It is.
And, let's go win it.
No doubt. No doubt.
All right, Coach. Just for a second, let's go back to football. Okay, for our burning question today. Post game, you're sitting there, you're hungry. If you could have anything at all, what is something that would satisfy your hunger more than anything else?
Victory satisfies it more than anything.
I knew that you were going to say that, and I almost wrote it down
Victory.
somewhere just because I knew that's what you would say.
Victory. The taste of victory. Winning tastes better than anything, and it also tastes really good the next morning. I can get up the next morning, and everything tastes better, everything looks better, feels better. So I'll take a victory. But
that's the best natural melatonin too, right?
It is. It is.
Good sleep.
I don't sleep a whole lot, but a victory helps me sleep a lot better. So.
Oh man, that's good stuff. What about actual? Is there anything, or are you even hungry after a game? I mean, you might not be.
I am, and here, what's awesome about here is there's food. There's never a shortage of food in that coach's office, and so when we come out, there might be some leftover Subway sandwiches from pregame. There might be some leftover food. Brett Stiegel, State Farm, is always providing food for us at home games, and he feeds the coaching staff, and there's always leftover of that. And then, also they will bring the leftover food up from the press boxes.
Really?
They do, and put it right there in the coach's office, and it somehow disappears every Friday night.
Oh, I bet.
So we'll never go hungry here, ever.
Hey, well, let's talk about some of the other games. Not as many to talk about because as we get into district play, a lot of the teams that we've been talking about, they're playing each other now. Sure. So Perryton has a long road trip down to Lubbock Liberty.
Another long one, but I think this is a big game for Perryton. I think it's a game that Perryton can win.
I do too.
Also, too, because of the pre-district, season that they've had. Had a very, very tough schedule and have competed their tails off in a lot of them. And I just think this is a big one. I think this is a game that Coach Hernandez and his group could win. It's going to be a challenge out on the road, but again, I think this is a big-time game and one that they can win.
I do too.
I do.
Amarillo High plays a road game at home again. They're doing that a lot this season.
7 of them.
Chad, Amarillo High going to play Caprock.
I think they're going to. I think Amarillo High is going to see a tough Caprock team. One that we played week 1 that I think has progressively gotten better and better as the season has went on. I think they're starting to maybe find the right mesh of players and where they need to be. But I actually had the opportunity in the open week to watch Amarillo High this week. I've never seen my nephew play a game, and he's a senior, and so we were able to go to that and. They played a really good Abilene High team, of which they fired. It was a shootout, and at one point deep in the third quarter, Amarillo High was right in the football game. So I think this is a big time game, and definitely one that that Amarillo High needs to win.
These next 2 games we're going to talk about teams that are in Region 1 of 4A. And kind of as we go into the season more, we're actually going to start talking about some El Paso teams and things that are going to matter. Because, I mean, again, as we talked, second phase of the season now in district play. If you do what you want to in district play, you're going to be playing in the third phase, which is the playoffs. And so the El Paso district, which would be who we would face in non-district play, has 9 teams. And so they've already played – a lot of those teams have already played 3 district games. Which is wild to think about.
That is.
And their standings, I kind of looked at them a little bit this morning, are starting to form, but we're gonna wait and talk about that in the next couple of weeks. But I do want to talk about a couple other teams each week in Region 1. There's only a couple games that I thought were interesting.
Sure.
The first one's Andrews at Bushland.
And definitely think Andrews has their hands full. I mean, Andrews is a team that they've changed offensive schemes.
Yes.
They're running more of a wing T, single wing type offense. Not putting a whole lot of points on the board right now, and they're playing a Bushland football team that does put a lot of points on the board and is also very aggressive and physical on the defense side of the ball. And so I think Andrews has a tall task in front of them as they come into Bushland, and Bushland plays really well at home as well.
Yeah, it's going to be tough. I was able to watch part of a game with these next 2 teams last week. Brownwood's going to travel to Lampasas. This is a big game in that district because it's going to start deciding places and where teams are going to fall. But to me, this game is almost kind of like a toss-up.
I do too. I've seen some of their scores from the past. Again, don't know a whole lot about them. I mean, there was a lot of talk about Brownwood, being one of the top teams in the region. I don't know. I think last week they won pretty big, and have showed probably what they can do. But again, Lampasas is playing good football too. Lampasas has been a program here in the last, 5 to 8 years that has really, really come along playing good football. So that's going to be a big one. Maybe where it's at might be the key.
Yeah, for sure. So these next 2 games are district games. Other games that are being played tonight in district play. West Plains and Canyon playing each other down at Happy State Bank Stadium.
You talk about toss-ups. I mean, that's a rivalry game. I mean, you can't ever look at their records. You can't look at past teams, past scores, because all that's out the window. And so I think this is going to be a really, really good game, and interested to see, definitely because it's our district, but just interesting to see how this one will end. I think it'll be a good fought ball game by both teams.
When you look at these early, I mean, it's crazy to say, but you look at these early games. And you begin to look at matchups, and you begin to look kind of down the road.
Sure.
How things go. It might be crazy to say, but there's some of these games where you look like the winner of this game is setting themselves up really good to be able to make the playoffs, and that's almost every game.
It is.
As you go on and look, it's like you
district.
win this game, you're putting yourself on the right track. You lose this game, man, your back's almost up against a wall.
That's it. That's the part of this district. I mean, each and every week. I mean, you're going to go against a good opponent, and an opponent that that. I mean, they come with consequences. They matter. They matter big time, and this one's no different.
The other game is Pampa traveling to Hereford.
Hereford coming off of a tough loss on the road to Seminole, but again, no slouch that they played there. I mean, a really, really good Seminole team that's playing good football right now. And a Pampa team that's struggling a little bit. I think Pampa's struggling with a little bit of injuries. I think they're, also just working through a first year with the new staff and everything. But again, you better not overlook anybody. And so the game is at Hereford, a tough place to play. But again, there's no telling what's ever going to happen in our district from week to week.
I agree. I remember a few years ago, a team in Hereford, I don't think they'd won a game all season, ended up beating Randall.
They did.
And so, it is again, you've got to be ready each night, and you got to be ready to have your best out there each evening. Well, Coach, I'm excited.
I am too.
It's here. Again, as you prepare, and as you get ready in the spring and the summer, It's for this. It's right here for these games, isn't it?
It is, because you talk about the third season will never come. If you don't take advantage of your opportunities in the second season, and so this is what you play for.
Sure.
As we start the season, we're still in the learning process. We're still just trying to get games under our belt and find what we do well, find out what we need to get better at. But you're here. It's all for this. All the work that you've done in the off season is to win this second season so you can extend it into the third season. And so excited about where we're at and excited about our opportunities tonight.
Well, I'll tell you, as we wrap up this coaches show, again, remember to get on Instagram, find Dumas ISD Athletics, like that video that has everything tagged on it. It'll be easy to find. It's pinned underneath the video tab of the Dumas ISD Athletics page. And then, if you're watching this, go ahead and you have time to get to the stadium. Kickoff's going to happen probably in about 5 minutes or so. And so get on out here. You have plenty of time. We're saving you a spot up there. And cheer on these Dumas Demons. They play the Randall Raiders tonight.